Hey, you all. Carpetbagger here, coming to you live from the West. More specifically, we are in Los Angeles, California, and even more specifically than that, we're here in front of the Academy Museum. Now, it has been a whirlwind trip here to the Southern California region. I have done theme park after theme park after theme park. We've done Disneyland twice, Disney California Adventure, SeaWorld, Knott's Berry Farm, and Universal Studios. Turns out there's things to do in Los Angeles that are not theme park related necessarily. So I decided today I was going to come over here to the Academy Museum, and by Academy as in the Academy Award, the awards that they give movies for doing a good job. You're a good movie, here's your reward. In fact, I think you were the best movie this year. I think you were the best actor this year, and we're going to give you an award because you did so great. That's what they do here. But also, they have an amazing museum full of amazing pieces of Hollywood history. A lot of props, very noticeable props, very just amazing props. And it's been 3 years, I checked. It's been 3 years since I've been here. So I wanted to check back in, see if they'd gotten any new props, and quite frankly, just to see some of the cool props I saw last time. I was blown away by some of the things that they had the last time I stopped here. So please follow me. So we cross the street here. The Academy Museum housed in the Saban building over here. I don't know the history of the Saban building, but there's a lot of historic buildings here in Los Angeles. Over here out in front, a giant Academy Award known colloquially as an Oscar. The main entrance is on the side of the building over here. Okay, here's the entrance. It's on the back of the building. Okay, they have a kind of introductory video here, the stories of cinema. But I think we're going to go ahead and head upstairs to the exhibits. Okay, this appears to be a new exhibit, an exhibit on Cyberpunk. I don't know, I think of things like The Matrix. Let's see what is in the Cyberpunk exhibit. Oh, okay. A lot of different types of movies. You have RoboCop, Escape from New York, Tron. I guess just like a futuristic technology-based movie. In fact, I don't know. Oh, I was about to say I don't see The Matrix, but there it is, right up there next to the Terminator. Here's some of the material to inspire the movies. Do Androids Dream of Electric Sheep by Philip K. Dick. Different comics and novels. Okay, so yeah, disclaimer here. I have not seen all the classic movies. Sometimes I do take some criticism for not being as well versed in cinema as I should be. So I do have a list of classic movies I'm trying to watch. I just do not have a lot of free time. So very slowly over the years, watching movies when I can, trying to get caught up with that pop culture knowledge. It's just a disclaimer. Because right here is a very cool prop from a movie I have not seen. This is from Blade Runner. It is a vid phone. So I'm gonna bump that up to the top of the list. I wanna watch Blade Runner, or maybe I can ask Jen about it when I get back to the hotel room. Okay, but this Cyberpunk exhibit is pretty freaking amazing. They have kind of created an immersive exhibit here. Kind of gives you like a technological landscape. Okay, it looks like I have to go up to the 3rd floor to continue the Cyberpunk exhibit. Okay, so we'll continue the Cyberpunk exhibit upstairs. Let's check out what is in here. And look at this, we have some genuine props from the movie Casablanca. Say, one of the landmarks of movie making And this is wild. Okay, so the props here are just next level. This is Sam's piano from Rick's Cafe Americaine in the film Casablanca. The line "played again, Sam," which is never actually spoken in the movie, refers to Sam here, who would play this piano. That is crazy. I told you these props are next level. And here's another one of Sam's pianos as he played this one in a flashback scene. Yeah, you can see the piano right there in this image from the movie. That is the piano. Wow, it actually said that he could not play the piano in real life. So he actually, he was a musician, but he played the drums. So he just had to pretend to play the piano. And this door here is actually the doors of Rick's Cafe in Casablanca. So yeah, this is just a timeless movie. That is just amazing that they've been able to keep the props from the movie, and after all these years. And down here we have Ingrid Bergman's diary. Oh man, I hope they don't ever put my diary in a museum. That would be embarrassing. This is Lourdes Portillo, a Mexican filmmaker, and they've set up this Day of the Dead shrine in honor of her work. You can see here, this is this Day of the Dead skeleton. He's actually making sugar skulls. See the sugar skulls there. The sugar skulls are actually made out of sugar, so you can see him making it there with like that pastry tool there, creating all these sugar skulls. Now apparently they're made out of sugar. They're actually not meant to be eaten. And here's the Pan de Muerte. And I remember I was working with a Mexican gentleman back in the day. I worked at a restaurant, and he brought in this bread for Day of the Dead. I didn't know what it was. He put it out and offered it to everyone. I started eating it, and I said, "What is this?" And he said, "It's Pan de Muerte." And I'm like, "What does that mean?" And he didn't really speak English, so we had to ask a friend of his. And as I had it in my mouth, he said, "It's Pan de Muerte." That is bread of the dead. So I had a mouthful of bread of the dead without any idea of what it actually was. Of course, it's just, it is a custom, but at the moment I was a bit startled on why I was eating something called bread of the dead. Different rooms here dedicated to different directors. This is dedicated to John Singleton, who directed Boys in the Hood. Here are some props from the film. The Dodgers cap. What are those are stress balls. So exhibit on the Godfather. And look at these costumes here from the Godfather film. This is a costume worn by Diane Keaton. This was worn. This is Al Pacino's outfit when he was Michael Corleone. This is Robert De Niro's suit. This is also worn by Robert De Niro, who played Vito Corleone. And look at this. This is Marlon Brando's makeup kit. Of course, he actually had prosthetics in the movie. Then they had this thing inserted into his mouth that gave him the puffy jaws and the mumbles. And you can see how they took his life cast there in order to build the prosthetics to his face. You can see here, that's what he looked like before. That's with the prosthetics in. This is the Corleone office, the head of the mob family there. They say the desk and chair are actually used in the movie The Godfather, and they've recreated the rest here to fit it. Pretty crazy. These movies here, The Godfather, Casablanca, just, these are like film class movies. These are movies I watched when I was in film class, and it just blows me away seeing these in person. This prop is certifiably insane. Now, one of the most iconic scenes in The Godfather is when the man wakes up and finds the severed horse head in the bed with him. And warning, look at that. This is a taxidermied horse head. And so here's the interesting thing. This was used in the filming of the Godfather, this taxidermied horse head, this is not the horse head that was actually used in the film. So this was used in rehearsals, so he could wake up with the horse head in his bed. But when they actually filmed and put the movie to film, they switched it out and used an actual bloody horse head. Now, they said that they didn't kill a horse in the movie for the purposes of the movie, but they did purchase a real horse head from a slaughterhouse and use that in the film. The film is disgusting. There's blood everywhere. But yeah, this was the stand-in. This was the actual stand-in. So the actor would have used this before the movie, and then when they went to film, it would be replaced with something much less pleasant. And this is already pretty unpleasant. Some of the camera equipment used in the making of The Godfather. And it's interesting, you know, the level of equipment they had to use back then. I filmed these vlogs with a camera that I could hold in my hand, that I could stick in my pocket when I am busy, and they hauled these out here. I'm not saying that my vlogs are like The Godfather, but you know, nowadays they can use much smaller equipment. You know, movies have been filmed on iPhones. It's interesting. I was thinking about this the other day. Obviously, people like myself are kind of disturbed by AI and how it's replacing artists. But now cameras are really easy to use and easy to hold, and just simpletons like me can go out there and start filming. Back then, you had to be a master of working this machinery. So much like advancements in camera technology kind of open the doors for everyone, not just skilled operators, to use cameras. And I think AI is kind of doing the same thing in a way. Again, I'm still against AI replacing artists, but it's just something to think about. So this mandolin was used in The Godfather. And if you think about the music, okay, I can't do it very well. That iconic Godfather theme, you can hear that like very distinct sound of a mandolin in there. It was from this mandolin that iconic music came from. Some classic old Hollywood costumes here. This outfit here actually worn by Gene Kelly in the film The Pirate. And this slim-fitting tuxedo worn by James Dean in the film Giant. And this may look like a pirate outfit, but it was worn by Marlene Dietrichs in the film The Scarlet Empress. This was worn by Austin Butler in the most recent Elvis Presley movie, the one that was narrated by Tom Hanks as Colonel Parker. And then we have Lucy Liu in her role in Kill Bill. This is by Meryl Streep in her biopic of Julia Child. And this is really cool to me. Now, this is maybe a movie that not everyone thinks of, but one of my favorite movies. I definitely put it in my top 5 or top 10. This is from Cold Mountain, worn by Renee Zellweger. It played a Ruby Twos movie about a Civil War soldier coming home, and the character of Ruby helps his girlfriend. She comes to the farm. The two women help take care of the farm while the soldier is coming back. I'm not even that into war movies or period pieces, but it is absolutely one of my favorite movies of all time. Cold Mountain. And look at this. This is Rose and Jack from Titanic. Again, these costumes here, just classic movie costumes out here. It's amazing. It's worn by Eddie Murphy in Coming to America. And this is worn by Emma Stone in the film Cruella. Looks like Cruella de Vil's motorcycle outfit. Some various makeup kits and other accoutrements in the movies, glasses, gloves. But what I find very interesting is these. These are movie tattoo stencils. So this is like a big demon wings that would go in the back. This was worn by for Ralph Fiennes when he was in the movie Red Dragon, had the big tattoo on his back. And then here is a stencil for some tattoos, different looks like gangsters and looks like a luchador there. These would be the arm tattoos worn by Cliff Curtis in Training Day. There's some of the wigs worn in different movies, and some of these wigs are very, very familiar. There's Robin Williams with his Mrs. Doubtfire wig. You have Uma Thurman as Poison Ivy, and this is Michael Keaton's Beetlejuice wig. These are wigs that you don't even need to see the face to know who they are. Oh, and this is a wig from Edward Scissorhands, worn by Kathy Baker as Joyce when Edward Scissorhands was doing the different fancy hairstyles on the Neighborhood Women. This is one of the fancy hairstyles that he cut. Wow, that's actually cool. Edward Scissorhands is another one of my all-time favorites, and seeing that's pretty cool. These are tattoo stamps. You can see like ships, hearts, snakes, different kind of tattoos maybe used for like sailors or bikers that you can just reuse. And look at this, look at this big case full of mustaches. That's so many different types of mustaches there. And here's a room focused on the actual award ceremony. They have some of the different outfits worn by people that accepted awards. This one by Jenny Beavan, and I don't really know who that is. I do like Francis Ford Coppola's velvety, bright green suit there. See a replica of the stage. And here is the Oscar room. These are all Oscars, actual Oscars, here at the museum. I guess these are on loan from the celebrities that won them. This is the Academy Award for Best Animated Feature Film for Toy Story 3. Yeah, these are really cool. Unfortunately, everyone looks exactly the same. This is the life and the times of Harvey Milk, the Best Documentary Feature Award. Oh, this is sound effect editing for E.T. Head up to the third floor and check out the rest of the Cyberpunk exhibit. Oh yeah, look at this. Like I said, they've done this in a real cool way. You actually look down where we entered on the second floor and see the digital projections on the wall. Oh, that's pretty cool. It's the costume from Tron, and yeah, it's not like they don't add the digital effects. It doesn't have that blue. It's just kind of black and white, but yeah, very interesting. You almost don't even think of the Tron suit as being a physical suit. So these are cool looking props, but I have not seen a lot of these films. This is from Strange Days. A lot of these are like things that you like add onto your body, like so something that would like connect to your head. There's like some sort of breathing apparatus from the film Sleep Dealer. Oh, what is this? Piles of strange, lumpy flesh here from the movie Existence. And then this is from a film called Videodrome. A face from the film Ex Machina. Also have a metal skull from the same film. And this is a drone from a film called Night Raiders. I don't know if I've seen much of any of these. I guess I need to really brush up on my my cyberpunk knowledge. Here's another prop from Blade Runner. This is like a backdrop. So like a matte painting that would be put in the back to take the place of like a physical rendition. You know, normally now they just do a CGI background, but back in the day they had to actually paint a background, and you can see they've left holes in it so light can shine through realistically like they would from real windows. And what lies behind these doors? Oh, this is an animation exhibit. There's not going to be a lot of props from animated films because, you know, they don't exist in our reality. Well, I take that back. There are physical props here from animated films. These are like maquettes or mock-ups. They make like a 3D model of something before they animate it. There's Wall-E, and I think, is it Eve that is Wall-E's girlfriend? And this is a maquette of a tower of trash from Wall-E. This miniature here is pretty amazing. This is a set used for stop motion on Guillermo del Toro's Pinocchio. So this would be Geppetto's shop. And of course the arduous process of stop motion, where they just move the items just a little bit for each shot, would have taken place in here. Some hard work and long hours spent in this little shop. Here are the stop motion puppets from that very film. That is the Pinocchio and Geppetto. I think I need to make a point of watching this. This looks pretty amazing, especially if it involves this cool little monkey creature. And we go from Guillermo del Toro's more recent Pinocchio to the Disney version. This maquette was made for the original film, the 1940s film. So yeah, you can see Stromboli, Gideon, and Honest John there. Yeah, Pinocchio had some of those horrible villains of any movie of all time. Oh yeah, the coachman who turned children into donkeys. And there is Lampwick as a donkey. And then our protagonist, Mr. Pinocchio, and his father, Geppetto. This is a xylophone that Disney would use for many of its cartoon shorts. And what probably most interesting to me, this was used in the 1929 skeleton dance. So when the skeletons are dancing, all that spooky xylophone music came from this very xylophone. So this is interesting. They have a simulation of the transformation of Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde from the 1931 film, and said that it was done using mostly lights. So this shows how the transformation scene was done in the 1930s Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde using just lighting. Now, it was black and white, so you couldn't see the different colors, but you can see they painted him in with, he has like that red body paint, so when he's bathed in the red light, now again this would be black and white, so he would just look normal there. You see it hides the red paint, but then when they switch to green, the red pops and he looks all ghoulish and zombie-like. That's really cool. Just how ingenious how ingenious it was in using what they had. And this is one of the best horror makeup effects of all time. The American Werewolf in London. So they transformed a human into this wolf, and then they had this machine here, this almost animatronic, so they had like the skin over top of it, so the machine would push out, the plates would push out and extend the skin, making it seem as though it was growing in front of your face. It is absolutely terrifying effect that actually stands up to this day, creating that horrifying wolf creature. Now when I showed up here, I asked the question, what have they changed? What have they switched out? And the answer is a lot, almost everything. They have new props everywhere. I don't even know if they have any of the same props. So this room here has a lot of full body props or costumes. You can see Morpheus there, but I remember completely different props here for the most part. I think there are a few left. You can see the alien head there from the Alien films. And yeah, you can see the wires there that help control the mouth and the effects. And here is Frank the Bunny from Donnie Darko. Oh man, that movie, I'll tell you what, it is a mind-warping movie. And what I found the movie's actually more enjoyable if you read all the lore and all the explanations and then watch it. And the whole movie actually does make sense. Upon first watching it, makes no sense whatsoever. But if you kind of dig into the philosophy and theories behind it, it actually starts to make sense. And it has this giant, creepy rabbit man in it, which is always a plus. This prop is from the film Naked Lunch, which is one I think I need to see. But it's like a bug-like creature with a typewriter on its face. This is Teddy from AIs, the animatronic puppet that played his teddy bear companion, the teddy bear companion of Haley Joel Osment. And yeah, I mean, this movie's weird. This may be one that's worth going back and watching again. I don't know if I finally got it the first time I watched it, but definitely had some interesting visuals and interesting concepts. There's an actual prop from 2001 Space Odyssey, this space pod here. There is the storm costume from X-Men worn by Halle Berry. There is Spider-Man. This is the Andrew Garfield version, the costume that he wore. And you can tell it's not Tobey Maguire because he's got the web shooters there on his wrist. Tobey Maguire had actual spider powers. You know, this museum is like an emotional overload, just seeing some of these things that are just very meaningful to my childhood. The gremlin puppet here amongst some of the other props. That is just, oh man. Gremlins, I often put Gremlins up there in my tippy top favorite movies. Maybe number one. My number one seems to change every day, but man, I love Gremlins. I love Gremlins 2 as well, as strange as it is. I think they're both quality flicks. Okay, over here they have an unbelievable collection of items from the Force Awakens. You can see this is the C-3PO from Force Awakens. You can tell because of his red arm that was never explained in the movie, but I think that's the only movie where he actually has the red arm. Up here you see that Stormtrooper helmet with the streak of blood that was worn by John Boyega, who played the character of Finn. It's a very iconic moment in the movie when a bloody hand is swiped across the face of Finn. Now that is Rey's lightsaber from the final movie, so I think that is the yellow lightsaber she has at the end. But over here, this is possibly the most iconic as far as the Force Awakens goes. That is the melted helmet of Darth Vader. Kylo Ren would keep that as a token of inspiration, and the mask would talk to him. I think it later turned out it was actually the Emperor speaking to him through the helmet. But yeah, that image was kind of the kickoff to the return of Star Wars. And that is it right there. The physical melted helmet of Darth Vader. I really get excited about movie props. I'm not the biggest movie location guy, but something about the props, the physical pieces that really interest me. No, Jen wasn't feeling great today. She stayed back at the hotel, but man, I wish she would have came because she's a huge fan of porgs. This is the nesting porgs. These are all animatronics porgs used in the film. So I guess they're not all CGI. They did use some practical porgs. And yeah, you see it hanging there. There's the little baby porgs, which kind of look like furry little toads. Yeah, you can see this porg is on has a lever. It's like a porg puppet. And look at his face. He's screaming. Oh my gosh, this is so cool to me. This is from the Close Encounters of the Third Kind. You have the UFOs here. These blinking, colorful UFOs. And you have an actual alien head from the movie. Now, this is a big deal to me. I went out to the Devil's Tower in Wyoming and actually camped there in a cabin, like in the shadow of the Devil's Tower, which is kind of a center point in the movie, and actually watched the movie outside in front of the Devil's Tower. I hadn't seen the movie in years and years and years, so enjoyed the movie. And yeah, these are the UFOs from the movie. And one of the aliens that comes out at the very end. Some of these screen-used superhero items, such as the Mjolnir? I can never pronounce it. Mjolnir, Thor's hammer. We've got the Iron Man helmet there. Again, these are all screen-used. And then this is from, I think, Endgame. This is the... when Iron Man, Tony Stark, makes his own Infinity Gauntlet, the Iron Man version of the Infinity Gauntlet. And Captain America's shield. Looks like it's taken on some damage. This is from the first movie, so looks like he had been going through a rather tough battle there. These are Harley Quinn's weapons here, the mallet, the baseball bat, used by Margot Robbie's version of Harley Quinn in the Squad movie. And then here is, from the second Squad movie, this is Harley Quinn's red dress. It's the monster from The Shape of Water. It's a very interesting movie which asks the question, what if the creature from the Black Lagoon fell in love with a lady? This section is called Hollywoodland. It talks about the different creation of the different studios that would make those classic Hollywood movies. It talks about Paramount here. There is the gates to Paramount. I do want to do some studio tours at some point. Not this trip, but in a future trip, do some studio tours. I don't know. I think some of them do not allow filming or pictures, but I'd like to check out some. Maybe find some that do allow pictures or recording. That would be pretty cool. There's United Artists, the Warner Brothers lot. It's that famous Warner Brothers Tower. And Universal, that's the easiest one to tour. Did that the other day at the theme park. Here we have a topographical map of Hollywood showing some of the landmarks where the different studios are located. Oh, there's the Hollywood Land sign. Head up to the 4th floor. You see Bruce the Shark there, hanging over top the escalator. No, this is not the original Bruce, the animatronic shark, but that may have washed away somewhere. But it is actually made from the same mold in which Steven Spielberg created the original shark, Bruce. This exhibit is color in motion. Color very important in making movies. Well, at least the color ones. Now they do have ruby slippers in their collection, but I have not seen them here. I don't know if they're off display currently. Oh, this is interesting. An exhibit on redness here. How red is used in different costumes. Also have some red movie posters. The Rocky Horror Picture Show with those iconic red lips. And oh, that's not them, is it? That's not. Is that? Could it? Maybe? No. Is it not? No. These. No. There's no rubies there. I thought those might be the ruby slippers, but these are the red shoes from a movie called The Red Shoes. Different paints and pigments. Here is ink and paint from the Walt Disney Studios. And animating some happy trees. See how the Evil Queen was inked and painted here. Some real animation cells. That's crazy. That's the Technicolor cameras here. Those were, big deal. Like The Wizard of Oz. That movie was practically just a showcase for Technicolor. All the different equipment used. Again, took all this heavy equipment, all this analog technology to create these gorgeous movies. Look at this. I got like a color wheel of famous costumes here. Yellow, green, blue, purple, and pink. Little pink dress here worn by Shirley Temple. And then the pink outfit from Legally Blonde. Even a pink outfit there for a little dog. There's a pink suit worn by Leonardo DiCaprio as the Great Gatsby. Pink dress worn by Selma Hayek as Frida Kahlo. And Piglet, he's pink. This is the Piglet from the Christopher Robin movie. One of the most iconic purple outfits. This is Heath Ledger's Joker outfit. And surprising here, they actually have a tub of the stuff. Was not expecting to see a tub of the stuff at the Academy Museum. I don't think the stuff won an Academy Award, did it? There's Jamie Foxx's blue Django outfit, Django Unchained. There is the iconic outfit from The Life Aquatic with Steve Zissou, worn by Bill Murray, and a maquette of Smurfette, who is blue. Can't argue that fact. A green cheerleader outfit from Bring It On, and a maquette of Shrek. And look at this. This is the OG Shrek. If you look closely, you can see it there in his face, in his hair. This was when Chris Farley was going to play Shrek, but he passed away before he finished voicing the movie. some yellow dresses up there, and the yellow soap made out of human fat from Fight Club. There's the raincoat from Harold and Maude, and a mock-up of the house from Up. There's that orange outfit from The Fifth Element. This is from Suspiria, and this gets me an original Wonka bar. Oh man, I want to taste that sweet, sweet chocolate. Yeah, that's probably my favorite movie. Well, definitely my top 5. Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory. Continuing with red, we have Glenn Close's Cruella de Vil dress, and Jack Nicholson's Jack Torrance red jacket. Okay, I was not disappointed. Here they are, the ruby slippers. Said that there's 5. There's 5. I've seen the ones at the Smithsonian. I've seen these ones. I never saw the ones at the Judy Garland Museum, which just sold for $20-something million not too long ago. And I think the other 2 may be in private collections. Correct me if I'm wrong. Leave a comment in the comment section. So this exhibit is actually really beautiful. So you start here with the ruby slippers, the most famous movie props of all time, that iconic red color, and then a rainbow sprouts from the ruby slippers. Of course, rainbows played an important part in that movie too, somewhere over the rainbow. But yeah, starting at the ruby slipper, the color rainbow spreads out to all these different iconic movies, all the way. The Joker, The Great Gatsby, Shirley Temple. Yeah, these are all individually amazing artifacts. They've almost created like a work of art here. I love this. I love this. Oh, now the colors have all become mixed. Oh, look at my shadow there. I'm spewing colors. Woo! Oh, look at that. Turn everything yellow. All must be yellow. And here is the Pixar Toy Story Zoetrope. Now this is the Pixar Toy Story Zoetrope. And one thing I've learned seeing zoetropes is they're impossible to film with this camera. So the idea is that every little figure is moved differently. It's actually ending its cycle now, but every little figure moves a little bit differently. So when it spins, oh, there it's starting to spin. Well, maybe it will work. Let's see here. The camera has a really hard time picking up on it. So they spin, and then it kind of works a little bit. You see that black bar, but you can kind of see it. It looks like the figures are moving. Flashing light warning, by the way. We're gonna go check out the Academy Museum store. And it does appear that the ruby slippers are the main event here. For $350, you can get yourself a nice replica. And those are some nice looking slippers. They have some Studio Ghibli items. Now when I came here last, they had a Studio Ghibli exhibit, but looks like that has moved on. It looks like the Godfather is kind of the big exhibit right now. When I came before, they had a Wizard of Oz section where the Godfather is. So I think they kind of have like a major movie exhibit at all times. And they do sell things with the Oscar statue on it. Looks like they got some chocolate Oscars there. They don't have any of those like Oscar for World's Greatest Grandpa that they sell on Hollywood Boulevard. Rosebud. I must admit, that blew me away. I've been here before. I actually wasn't expecting to have like such a overwhelming reaction. Man, just some of the stuff they have is just mind-bending. No matter what kind of movie you're into, what kind of pieces of movie history mean something to you, there is so much in there to appreciate and enjoy. But like, again, I said I was here about 3 years ago. It is basically a different museum. I think pretty much all the exhibits have been changed out. Like I said, they had the Wizard of Oz last time, which was really bummed not that wasn't here anymore. But I guess they can't, in order to keep new things in and showing different movies, they have to rotate it. When I was here before, the Wizard of Oz had the Cowardly Lion suit, they had the witch's hat. The ruby slippers were actually still here, so I was happy to see that. And in that room with all the props, there was almost, I think they changed out most of them. I think there was only a few that were there last time. I couldn't believe how much had changed. I even asked one of the ladies that worked there, like, how often does it change? Like, how often should I come back? And she said, like, exhibits stay around for maybe about a year, just 6 months to a year for an individual exhibit. So yeah, if I lived closer, I would come here. I think it would be worth coming here maybe once a year. Maybe I will start that as a tradition, coming back here once a year, because, yeah, you don't want to miss stuff. And I would say to anyone out there who, like, hears that something they want to see is here, I would come out and see it before it's rotated out. Last time they had the Rosebud sled, that was gone. But then they had the Casablanca piano, so they're replacing it with good stuff. But yeah, if you want to see everything, I guess you got to keep coming back. So I will definitely be doing some future visits to this museum in the future. This is fastly becoming one of my favorite all-time museums. And I do like when they change stuff in a museum. I also like when they leave things the same. It's always nice to go back and see things, but here you got to stay on your toes, be able to catch all the cool stuff. But I love this. As you can probably tell, this was really a cool experience. Now, when I came in, I parked over here at the Petersen Automotive Museum. And I figured my car's already parked in that building. And the museum is still open for the day, so I feel like it would fit if I just checked out the Petersen Automobile Museum while I'm here. Never been in. And it's got a really cool exterior, so let's do a 2-for-1 today. 2 EMs one day. Let's check out the Petersen Automotive Museum. Just head right across the street and into the Petersen. I think this is the entrance. Probably not, but I think this is the entrance. No, I don't think this is the entrance. All right. Is it the entrance? Let's just try. Oh, this is the entrance. Oh, look at this. Haven't even bought a ticket yet. There's already some cool vehicles over here. Oh, look at this. Shiny cars. Again, I don't know. I know less about cars than I do about movies, but I can appreciate a good shiny car. Look at that. That is, it's called a touch of wine. You can see how padded. It looks like the inside of Genie's bottle. The old I Dream of Jeannie television show. Oh yeah, this fancy green car here. It's got the tires pulled off so you can get a good look at everything. All right, got my admission sticker. They said head up to the 3rd floor, start things out. So we got our cars laid out here in this open concept. Now, I'm kind of one for like unusual cars, like this here. How it's like shaped like a teardrop. Yeah, this is the Airmobile 1937 experimental sedan. I guess it's designed to be aerodynamic. I guess it only has one wheel in the back. See the bicycle back here with an engine. Does that officially make it a motorcycle? I'm unclear on the distinction. Here are the very earliest cars. This is the 1886 motor wagon. Yeah, basically just horse carriages with engines in them. Oh, this looks like Mr. Toad's car. This is a 1948 Davis Devon, and I love this kind of car. Like, I don't know cars, but I know what I like, and I like this. They said that at some point they tried to integrate more airline or airplane styles into making of cars. A little tiny early smart car there. Oh, look how tiny this one is back here. It's a 1967 Peel P50. Just a one-man car. I would take a car like this across the country. I just don't know where I'd put my suitcase. This is a 1966 Canera. To me, it looks kind of like a lowrider convertible Cybertruck. A lot of times when I am in these car museums, I just kind of look at the cars and think about myself driving in that car across the country. Like a VW bus, I think that would fit me. I could sleep in the back, have plenty of room for my luggage. But these would be fun too. You know, the wind blowing in your hair as you travel across Route 66. Ah, look! It's the Batmobile. Just the Batmobile. Okay, yeah, this is the OG Batmobile, the 1989 Batmobile from the Michael Keaton films. That is crazy. Now, most of these cars, they don't want you putting your hands on, but this Lightning McQueen here, it says okay to touch. So where is it okay to touch him? Is there anywhere he doesn't like to be touched? Anywhere where he enjoys a good touch? That'll do, car. That'll do. These cars here are from the Motorama collection. It says that from 1949 to 1961, this was a traveling exhibit of cars. The Motorama. Oh, look at this 1954 Pontiac Bonneville Special. I like how it's got this like plastic pod over top the car, like that car that Homer designed in that episode of The Simpsons. Homer, the car for Homer. Oh, I like this green, weird, lumpy one over here. It's a 1974 Brubaker sports van. That's pretty sweet. Oh, look at that. The interior is covered with shag carpet. That's amazing. The 8-track deck. And from here we head downward. This is the Xeno 3. Now, apparently this car was designed in the early 2000s as a concept for a car that could be created using a 3D printer. So I guess all the parts could be 3D printed and all strapped all together to make a car. I think it looks awesome either way. Oh, this is pretty awesome. This is the Terragator. It, I guess, was designed at Carnegie Mellon University as a way to transport dangerous things. I guess it's a driverless car. As we are traversing the museum, it looks like they're setting up for an event tonight. Setting out some bottles of wine. The Waymo, the car of the future. Okay, so I guess that these are designed to be self-driving cars. All these cameras. Oh, like cameras up there. I don't know, I think it's an interesting idea. I kind of like the idea of a self-driving car because I could like edit videos while the car drives. I don't think we're at the point where a car could just drive itself, but if we do get to that point, I think I may be interested. That would make my job a lot easier. Some more little tiny cars here. They are so adorable. See the tables being set up. People are going to be dining amongst the cars later. Now, probably the most recreated or replicated car you will ever see is the DeLorean, the time machine from Back to the Future. Well, this is the real deal. It says that this car here appeared in all 3 films. So you see a lot of DeLoreans out there. People all want to have their own time machines, but this is it. This is the one. Let's see some of the details in there, all the cords, all the things that help you travel through time. And this Gran Torino was used in Starsky and Hutch. You could see how the movie camera there hanging off the side could actually film them while they were driving. Here we have the Batmobile with the Robin sidecar there. This is screen use. This was used in the Batman film, 1966 Batman film, with Adam West and Burt Ward as the the best Batman basically. We also have Kit here, the car that will talk to David Hasselhoff. And then we have Herbie, another one of those iconic cars. This is the Herbie from Herbie Fully Loaded. Came out in 2005. I don't think they have any replicas here at the Petersen. This is the Mystery Machine from Scooby-Doo. This is from the 2002 movie. Here we have some motorcycles, which are kind of the gap between bicycles and cars. Here are the competitive automobiles, the race cars, if you will. Look at this. This is a 1913 race car. Man, racing used to be so much more fun. Some very, very fast cars here. I don't need one of these because I'm forced to obey the speed limit. I just really like the dedication to green here. This is completely and entirely amazing. This is an exhibit on lowriders. Look at these things. These are gorgeous. I love how flashy they are. Oh man, look at this. This is big one over here. I just decided I'm gonna get a lowrider. Are these things expensive? I just love all the shininess, all the details. Yeah, look, there's like an Aztec scene there. So cool. I mean, look at this. This is like a piece of jewelry in car form. I see a Captain America on this one. Oh, but there's other stuff. I think it's more of like, is that Oppenheimer designing the bomb? I mean, look at this. Even under the hood here has all these paintings. Such intricate design under the hood. On the engine itself is all etched. I don't think those are real headlights. Looks like they're just painted on. Don't you need headlights? Yeah, I've seen all the cars here at the Petersen Automotive Museum, and I've made the personal decision that I'm going to purchase a customized lowrider. This is a father and daughter project called Emily's Dream. It is a tricycle lowrider. I guess it's actually pedaled like a normal bicycle, and it's got another seat there where a passenger can ride on the back. Yeah, look at some of these lowrider bicycles. These are crazy. It's like something out of like a fantasy. There are lowriders for toddlers. Yeah, like a lowrider stroller. These are a lot of fun. Look at this casino lowrider. Got a showgirl on the front. Got some of the famous casino circus there on the side. The Luxor. And the seats are cards. There's a roulette wheel in the back seat. This pulls out. Oh my god. Yeah, look at the dashboard. You can actually play blackjack on the dashboard. The car is just made out of different gambling implements. That is very impressive. Oh, don't miss the slot machines in the trunk. It's an exhibit called Cars Are Beautiful by Mr. Brainwash. He was in the film alongside Banksy, Exit Through the Gift Shop. And I guess these are all car-inspired artwork here. Look at that. Oh my gosh, this is so freaking amazing. Look at this chimpanzee here in the soapbox derby. This whole garage here. This is amazing. Oh my gosh. Look at this Matchbox car here, the toy car box with an actual car inside. There's like a plastic car kit like you get as a toy where you break off the different pieces, but it's actually life-size race car. complete with decals. And this looks like a painting here. It's called Childhood Dream, the race car bed. You can actually step inside of the painting here. You can see the painting like objects. Again, that race car bed. Wow, this art exhibit here is absolutely amazing. This is a real treat. Was not expecting this in the car museum. What is that? Now look at that as an angel made out of shredded tires. US flag made out of toy cars. You look really closely. And then down here we have the vending machines, these little vending machines like I would try to get my mom to give me quarters for when I was a kid. These are all crammed full of toy cars. Rubik's Cube made of toy cars. The thinkers with cars. Oh yeah, this guy's thinking all about cars. It's a car made of books, just spilling out books on the ground. Oh, some Andy Warhol-esque artwork here. Look at this. This is the furry Fiat, and this is okay to pet, okay to touch. You can pet the furry Fiat here. It's very soft. Run your fingers through the Fiat there. You have several cars there chopped up and put together as one car. The car has two fronts. Yeah, I wasn't expecting this. The car museums, car museums can be a little dry. They can kind of be geared towards people who love cars for their technical reasons. But this art exhibit here blows my mind. I love this so much. And I believe it is time to exit to the garage. See, I parked in the garage here. The Academy Museum said to use the parking lot here, so instead of going back to my car, I figured we'd check out the museum. You can see the car displays actually extend out here in to the garage. And some more car-based artwork here. You can see a melting Mona Lisa mobile. This is Mr. Brainwash as well. Oh, one more Lowrider tucked in over here. So thank you for joining me today on our 2-museum tour of the Academy Museum and the Petersen Automotive Museum. I really loved the Academy Museum. I was not expecting it to just be completely different. Again, it was like going to the museum for the first time. They had almost all new artifacts, all new exhibits. I'm definitely going to go more often. I went 3 years ago and everything was completely changed. So I may kind of keep an eye on what's going on at the Academy Museum and maybe stop more often. I go to Hollywood at least once a year, so I may need to pay more attention and see what is coming up. I think they said that Godfather's not going to be there much longer, but they don't know what's going to be replacing it, so it could be something really cool. We'll have to wait and see. Petersen Auto Museum, beautiful auto museum full of beautiful cars. Again, I'm not the biggest car person, but I can appreciate a beautiful car. Loved the Lowriders, but I would say that my favorite part was the Mr. Brainwash art exhibit. That was amazing. I thought Mr. Brainwash was a fictional character. The movie directed by Banksy, Exit Through the Gift Shop. But I think it was like a documentary where you weren't really sure if it was real or not. But apparently Mr. Brainwash is a thriving artist, still creating art to this day. So enjoyed both museums very much. And a nice change of pace, not doing a theme park today. My body is wrecked from doing all these theme parks. So like getting back to the museums. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you like these videos, please subscribe. I travel around the country. I film roadside attractions, amusement parks, museums, haunted houses, and other fun, random stuff. If you'd like to help support the channel, consider contributing to Patreon. $3 or more. Get you a postcard once a month from me to you. Also selling stuff in the Etsy shop, enamel pins, motel key fobs,
pressed pennies for the year of the penny 2024. No pressed pennies in these museums. And if you want to get a Christmas message from me to send to a friend or family member, I'm doing those on Cameo, or just any sort of message for that matter, birthdays, anniversaries, just for fun, whatever you'd like. And all those things, of course, help keep this train on the track, this boat in the water, and this dirigible in the air. Until next time, my friends, this one's in the bag.